Listen, I know you want to know how your zodiac sign lines up with the main characters from Arcane. So I made a video. Welcome back everybody to my channel where I talk about everything animated. And hey, I already know you all wanted to see Jinx and her zodiac sign, so don't worry, I put it at the end of the video. So everybody, for number one, we have Jace. Jace, other than being a big hunky piece of yeah, is quite the innovator, a big chunky and smart fella all in one. He has a wellspring of curiosity and is always testing the boundaries of his work even though it may be dangerous. His intuition and compassion for any project he has worked on has served him very well most of the time in his work and studies. With him, as well as Victor, single-handedly bringing Piltover to the world with their technology. I believe Jace to be a Cancer. May Piltover thrive with you at the helm, Jace. Lead us, please. Now for number two, we have Kaitlyn. She is a stick-to-the-books type of girl and is always practicing, studying, or doing some type of work. As you may have guessed or seen, Kaitlyn isn't really one to go find any fun, but likes to rather focus on bettering herself. This isn't to say that she doesn't like fun, but it's kind of what she's conditioned herself to do. As an independent woman, she's quite serious about her job and disciplined whenever times get hard or rough. But there's a sprinkle of defying the written rules whenever she truly feels in her heart that she must do something. Her own moral compass surpasses that of any others, making her sometimes unpredictable. I think Kaitlyn is a Capricorn. Keep us in your sights, Kaitlyn. For number three, we have Ekko. Ekko comes from one of the deepest parts of the underground, but hasn't let that dampen his shine whatsoever. Even though time hasn't been the best to Ekko, with his friends and family disappearing before his eyes, he still remains passionate about what he loves to do, which is to create. From his hoverboard to his underground haven, Ekko has shown what he is capable of, even with the least amount of resources. He truly is a fighter and never forgets his true friends, even if they have strayed from who they truly are or were meant to be. I believe Ekko is a Scorpio. Keep giving the underground hope, Ekko, you big boy. Fourthly, it looks like we have Vi. Vi is the sister of Jinx and a very good boxer, usually resorting to using her fists to get her out of trouble, an argument, or really whatever may come up. This is primarily because of her upbringing and living with Vander, an ex-punchy boy who striked fear into the eyes of anybody who saw his infamous punching gloves. Vi is a pretty outgoing person with friends and a family, well, for some parts of the story, and has a strong sense of exploration, wanting a life that's more than what she has now, a life where she can see the world, or more so than she has already, and feel more of what the world has to offer. Even though she has been dealt bad hands, she is still set on having her old sister back and reuniting with her again, but the world continually tests her, throwing her back into her old ways of using her fists to get answers and to figure things out. I'd say Vi is a Leo. May your fists guide the way. Fifth, we have Victor. Victor is a street rat turned Piltover genius with the help of Jace and his findings of Hextech. And don't get me wrong, Victor has always been a genius. He has been helping in every single way to their group project that Jace can, supplying input and help that is on par with Jace himself. Victor himself is a gentle soul and is very loyal to his friends and people who care about him, such as his assistant and best friend and co-worker, Jace. But sadly, Victor is sick and over time has to resort to tampering with their group masterpiece and try to stop or reverse his sickness before he dies. With such an analytical mind, he knows that logically he will have to resort to darker ways of ensuring he survives, even if those ways aren't the right thing to do. I'd say Victor is a Virgo. Stay safe, Victor. Sixth on the list is Singed. Singed is a man who, just like Victor, has lived in the underground for most of his life. With an overflowing amount of creativity and innovation instincts, Singed is known for what he creates, or how he implements change into creatures he tests on, or humans themselves. He is obsessed with human evolution and the furthering of human DNA to be more, constantly talking about how one of his experiments, the mutation, must live. Even though he himself, in the show anyway, isn't hell-bent on just torturing or being terrible to creatures, his work kind of has that in the job description. These creatures pay for the furtherment of their DNA and whatever else, and some pay more than others. Singed, in my opinion, is an Aquarius. It was kind of hard to place this, but I think he's an Aquarius, and also stay away from me, Singed. Don't get close to me. 7th is Silko. Silko is the younger and smaller brother to Vander, and they don't have the best relationship if you haven't already seen. Silko hates his brother and everything he stands for. He thought as time went on, the underground needed a new leader, with himself at the helm of it all. To say Silko is competitive is an understatement. He liked to rule with an iron fist and with fear. Every single person must know who is in charge, or he will show you the truth. He himself is mostly calm and collected, but under pressure can be seen busting at his edges, descending into angry fits when things don't go as he planned them to. But as he is competitive, he is also smart and cunning, very quick on his feet. It takes brains and brawn to rule the underground, and he has just that. I'd say Silko is an Aries. Lead the underground to victory, Silko. Lastly, and who you have all been waiting for, is Jinx. Jinx is by far the most interesting and dynamic character in the whole Arcane series, going from a slightly confused, tenacious, and smart young girl to a demented, psychotic, and still confused woman. Jinx is the sister to Vi, and Vi has a pretty big role to play in Jinx's downfall. She wasn't the shoulder to cry on, and the rock she needed when she was at her worst, with all the voices in her head until that moment telling her how terrible and cruel and moronic she was for her gadgets and gizmos. Vi telling her that she was a Jinx actually gave those voices meaning and a place. The one person who was supposed to tell her the voices aren't true gave them an even deeper meaning to her very own character. Jinx has a brilliant mind and doesn't let her craziness interfere with her little or big creations, finding a way to even crack how Jace uses his own Hextech weaponry. I would say that Jinx is Leo. I'd say she's a Leo. It was kind of hard for me to pick because honestly, with her different personalities, I feel like it was either 1, 2, or 3. It's kind of hard, but I think Leo fits more so, more or less. Well, Bean Babies, make sure to stay tuned to my next videos where I talk about everything animated. Also, make sure to come back to the Bean Pod to rest. It's very cozy in here. Also, comment down below if you agree or disagree with the Zodiac sign placements on these Arcane characters. I would love to know what you all think down below. If you all didn't know, I also stream on Twitch Friday through Sunday, 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every single week, so definitely go and check that out too. My noggin will be here somewhere. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and click that button and I'll be eternally grateful for you. And also check out one of my latest videos where I asked the question, did Aang ever learn how to lightning bend? I guess we'll have to see. And lastly, as always, everybody, thank you for your time and have a great and wonderful day.